Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a fairly standard yet nicely chilled apple juice. So welcome back to the game, and previously we were expanding to the right. Sorry, one moment, I'm just going to try and find Prisoner Harvey here. Looks like they're going to be up the top, and yes indeed, Prisoner Harvey. Prisoner number 146354558. Let's authorize the process. So yes, welcome back to Prison Architect. Previously we were expanding to the right, we got the foundations done. We were basically trying to get everything fit for prisoner habitation, which is hopefully the case because we now have 1, 2, 3, 4 inmates. So these inmates have went from death row and have went through death row appeal. They've passed that. They've went over to the high risk area. They've met all of the transfer criteria. So mainly they haven't misbehaved, and then they've moved over to this medium risk area, and now because of that they have more access to jobs and amenities, better grading of cells and common rooms, and the canteen, etc. So basically better for them, hopefully. Or they also have the visitation as well, which is not set behind the big sort of glass screen, as it were. Anyway, we have got all of that done, and well, yeah, we're going to progress on in this episode. At bare minimum, I would like to finish off all of these cells, as well as go ahead and move over our kennel and the armory and everything else. So in fact, that's probably what we'll do now, unless I go over to transfers and there's any more transfers. No. Total number of prisoners motivated to qualify is actually 17 prisoners. That's a 38% amount, 38% value. So yes, that's actually, I think, decent. Okay, that's fine. Let's see how that works. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to go to just removal of storage for now. So we'll remove all of that. We're going to also remove the kennel and the armory, and then going to go to objects and dismantle. Now, I don't know how the game is going to fare on this one, because quite frankly, yeah, we might have a bit of an issue on that. Let me just remove all of these doors, because these will become a lot more secure. Yeah, I don't know how this is going to work out, because we're going to have a lot of the guards and stuff basically saying, hey, we don't have anywhere to house the doggos and stuff. So we'll see. Let's go to kennel, and also there'll be a little bit of a, what's all of these here? Oh yeah, let's dismantle that. There'll also be a bit of an issue because we have in things like, let's remove that, the armory, which is, well, at the moment we can have 0 of however many armed guards. 20 armed guards we can have 0. So let's fix all of that. So we're going to put that in there, and we're going to go to walls and doors. So I've still got to pause because, yeah, things do need to be paused. 1, 2, 3, and then 4. I'm also going to go over to walls and demolish, and all it's going to be demolished there. And I'm going to have to change this up as well. So all of that's been removed. I'm going to go to storage. This is one of the big issues when it comes to moving some things over. It can be a little bit of a nightmare, but let's see. We're going to go for double doors there. And I think I'll change it up. So the flooring, limestone, yes, and then ceramic in these ones, which is going to cost me a lot of money, but I actually have a decent amount of money. While we're over here as well, let's go to dog crates, and big row of dog crates, big row of dog balls. That should suffice. I'm going to leave it there for that one. And then over in here, guard lockers. Yes, we are massively increasing the amount of availability in here. So let's go with that, and maybe that, and we'll have weapons racks like so, and yeah, something like that. Anyway, I'm not too concerned about that one, as long as the deployment is set correctly, which it is not. There we go, that's all we really need. Okay, so that's all set. Fine. So we're gonna have in, oh, is all that still set to to this? No, it's not. I was going to say, is that set to storage, but it's not. That's our deliveries, which is still yeah, in flux. Let me go ahead and put some lighting in. So lighting, and that should suffice. And yeah, I definitely want to put in the extra cells over here. The issue that we have is, actually I wouldn't call it an issue, but one of the things I want to do ideally is I want to run, let's have a quick look, our where is it, programs. I want to run some, ideally would be spiritual guidance, but it doesn't say, it says 19 in the queue, so there must be some inmates here that want to do spiritual guidance, which it's very good to do because it does have a calming effect, and also it's programs, so getting them on board with programs is always good. But where am I going to put it? Well, I'm thinking over here. Remove one of these paroles. I still probably shouldn't keep them, but I'm going to see how we get on. Remove one of these, shift it over, do a similar thing here. So we have a couple of chapels. Always have a parole, or I could end up moving parole over to that side. The issue with that is, then we don't have any provision, but I don't think it's going to really matter. There's 89 years, 76 years, 82 years. I mean, there's 55, and they've served 3. Yeah, I don't think we need parole at all. Right. I don't need to worry about it too much. I can change up some of these. At least change up one of these to be a chapel. That's what we're going to do. But do I need to do that sooner or later? What I do need to do sooner is go for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 guards. 2 more. That's armed guards, and then more dog handlers, which is going to put us into a very low amount of cash. How many free guards do I have? Oh, 40 available. Yeah, I've massively overstaffed this thing. Staff. Let's go to guards. Right. Any dog handler? No. That's right. Any standard guards? Are they in this list? These are all armed guards. How many have I got? 22 patrolling, 33 available. 30 available. 12 patrolling, that's fine. I can probably get rid of a couple of guards. Like that. And the rest are all trained up. Well, we don't even need the workers. To be honest, the amount of money we're making, I don't really need to worry too much about that one. Anyway, kennels in. I do want to put in some more lighting. Like that. Don't know if that's exactly in the middle, but it's what we're going to do. And let's go ahead and put the cells in. So quick build, custom cloning, and we've already got that one copied, so that's fine. So this one is going to go in. Is it going to go like that? No. That. I think. Like that. Alright, let's see how they get on with that. It's going to take them a little while to build it. Transfers. Still no inmates transfer. Qualify for transfer. Prisoner Scott Hoare. We have to find them. There they are there. And go through the process. Prison number 146788816. I just went on screensaver mode there for a moment. And we will escort the prisoner to the facility. And we will authorize. I'm going to guess that if we look at our intake, death row 30 inmates left. Yeah, I could bring in some more inmates for high risk and medium, but that's not the goal. That isn't the goal at this stage. Oh, look at that. That's curious. All of these are pretty much done. You know, I might as well get them all done. All the cloning. It's going to cost money, but if we've got anything, we've got money. We'll have to work on this side as well. I'll let them do that first. Okay. And then that'll take us to cell block C, which is all good. After that, grants-wise, reduce reoffending rate. Yes, if that's going to happen. Restaurant, bakery, farming. None of that's going to happen. Achieve 100 Reform prisoners. Reform. Yay! 3 inmates have been released. One of them is reformed. And 2 have reoffended. And, in fact, Kalensky was sent back to our facility. Okay. 18 prisoners now qualify. No, they don't qualify. They're motivated. Okay. Do I want to put... That's the question. They're changing parole to... Changing parole to chapel might not work out as I intended. Because then they might not have the drive to move over. I'm very tempted to get rid of parole for both of these and make the rooms bigger. We could do that. What would we have though? For this, I might just put a cleaning cupboard, because always having a cleaning cupboard in here and the option to work is always a decent one. I'm not going to put workshop in there. I mean, I could. Be the smallest workshop you can imagine. Workshop. Minimum size 5x5. It would fit in! We could fit a workshop in there. Interesting. But then they'd finish that and then they'd go over here. How many people are wanting to do workshop? Let's just double check. It's a bit of an insane thing. Let me delete. Pay back our bank loan. I wish you could just delete. Can I just delete debt? Yeah, no problem. Let's go for Reform Through Education Initiative. I mean, I pick it up. It's just going to take loads of screen real estate on the left, but whatever. We've got aspirations. Why not? Where were we? Programs. Workshop safety induction. 6 are interested. It is possible we could do it. Right. First things first. Let's go ahead and check transfers. 19 prisoners are motivated. Let me go ahead and dismantle. Let's dismantle all of this. This is a bit of a test. Demolish walls. And re-add the walls. Like so. Chapel. Oh, minimum size 6x6. Indoors, though. Can I just... Yeah, yeah, right, of course, 6x6. Saw that in the last episode, but I was just thinking 5x5 for the workshop. Here's a thing. Can I demolish that? I don't think I've ever had an open plan chapel. But it'll work. It does say it'll work. Indoors and minimum size. Interesting. Now that is interesting. Your interest may differ. Chapel. Altar. Right. Would that work? What I'm looking at really is the amount of inmates that want to move over. As soon as this chapel is built, will more want to move over? So, still 40%. Programs. Death row appeal. That said no. That said no equipment. Oh, it's probably moved over to these. Okay. Medium sec. Reschedule. And let's see if we can find it. Spiritual guidance. 20 in the queue. People are assigned. I think it would work, you know. I think it'll work. Yeah, I'm tempted to remove all of the parole. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. I think the more I think about it, the worse it's going to get. But if I just remove these and get rid, and then build something, it'll help out. Long term. And over here, I don't know what I'll put in. I'm thinking workshop. But having an open workshop and chapel is... Well, I've done riskier things, but none of those can be discussed. Demolish walls. I don't know whether or not I'm making a huge mistake on this one. But we'll see. Let's just remove the rooms. And we'll see about that. I will have to redo these. Right, that's all in. What I'm going to do is double check our phone booths. I'm going to have to put phone booths back in. For this, it's pretty simple. It's that. It's just a row across there. That's pretty much one phone booth for every single person that's in the facility. Another row across there as well. Could extend that, but I don't really need to. What I do need to do, though, is wire it up. Look at that. Nowhere near the amount of phone taps as before. And I mentioned previously that we actually don't really need to phone tap these, but we'll do it for the sake... Other noises are available. Frustration. There we go. Yeah, so those are in. Right. Okay. Let's do this. Yeah. It's that. And something like this. Yeah. Something like that. And across here. I'll get it right eventually. And this one is that. And that. Okay. We have a chapel. Reschedule all that. Alcoholics group's been assigned here, which they can't even go over to the new area. Even though I've rescheduled it, I thought something like that might happen. Okay, spiritual guidance though is in the queue, so that's okay. Let's see about then. Oh, there you go, teaching spiritual guidance. So it is working. Let's go for a chapel. So we're starting reform now. We're sort of backtracking the reform a little bit, which is all right. Did I not do this? Apparently not. Done that bit. Just the grates. Now we're done. So chapel. Same thing. Chapel. Altar goes there. Pews. Is it right at the front? Yes, it is. 1, 2, 3, 5. Even though they're backwards on the other way. So I'm going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Prayer mats. Like that. Let me dismantle those and I'll reorganize them because they are wrong. And obviously we don't want that. Makes no mechanical difference, but will bug everyone. Reschedule all. Right. So people are now assigned to that. So hopefully reform is going to be better. Transfers. 19 prisoners, 39%. Danger level is increasing. Why? There's a bit of a freedom need. Okay. Manufacturing facility. Oh. If I was to put a workshop there. Needs to be enclosed. So I could do it. I could build it there. Yeah. I don't want to do that. I really don't. Quick build, custom, cloning. And it is this again. Let's just finish this off. There we go. On here as well. Now, naturally, it's going to take a while for things to cycle through. And that's a big list. And wow, loads of inmates have passed death row appeals. I'm guessing that's done this because I've removed all of these extraneous parole rooms that have been assigned to death row appeal, even though nobody can actually go there. So yeah, loads of people are now going through this. That's why it's speeded up. But also, there'll be a lot more inmates now going through. Yeah, there's now 49 maximum security inmates. So a lot more people will be going through from here and working their way down. Okay. Keep an eye on transfers. Yeah. I do think there'll be a bit of an issue when it comes to... we're on 50 inmates of 72 capacity here. It'll be slower progression as it moves along. Then there's all these inmates we can process. Okay. Well, this is getting built. Let's spend a bit of money. Because this is now done. No, it's not done, truth be told. It's, for the most part, done. We've got this space here and this space here, which I'm not going to do anything with. I'm going to wait and see how things go on. But I definitely want to adhere to the plan of moving over to the next area, which is this. And we might as well plan it now. So we're going to double check the walls. Walls are 72 by 48. 72 by 48. There it is. It's going to be a clone of this. Or rather, the footprint is. Would it just be a straight copy, is the question. It could be. It very much could be a straight copy. Like, we could literally clone the entire thing. And then what we would do is we would add into the cells. That's wrong. There'll be a few bits like that around, I'm assuming. I'm going to have double check. I'm going to just run around and see. Right, a cursory look seems alright. Yeah, anyway. So, we could clone this over to here. And then we would add in more stuff for the cells, so they would higher grade the cells. We would do probably something similar to the common room. So it says, if you've got a phone booth in there, it upgrades that, as well as a TV. So we can do that. That would be simple enough done. Yard, I don't think we can alter that. Canteen, we could probably alter as well. Yeah, adding in a fan would help. So we could definitely do that over the right. And then I would change the flooring. It may seem like a bit of a lazy way of doing it, and I think you could probably argue that it is. However, what else could we do? Well, we could easily copy it over and then knock these walls down and have that as one big cell and have basically 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 24 capacity. Again, just halving it. What would that afford us? I don't think it would afford us anything because it's already the maximum grading when it comes to size. Be at least 6 squares, 9 squares, 16 squares. Guess what? We're already on the 16. So having it that big would mean nothing. But it would fit thematically. Having that space as well would allow us to put more stuff for grading and almost certainly get grade 15. I like the former option because it's easy to do. But the latter is probably what we'll do, where we'll build it manually and put in these big cells. Yeah, I think it'll be based on the day. Perimeter wall then. 10 grand. 15 grand. 10 grand. Demolish walls. Demolish walls. And we have no money. However, what we do have are a lot of inmates that we can process. This is Balthazar, prison number 146-35443. Yeah, you can definitely see the change in getting the inmates over to the parole, the old parole, should I say, where they can actually be processed through the death row appeal. This is prisoner Mackenzie, prisoner number 145434330. And once again, you can see we've got a lot more inmates to process here, to go through this, because basically, yeah, we've now got things working as they should. Okay, how's things going over here? Well, they're building it. They are building it. I'll demolish these walls here because we don't need them. And all of these are built, which is good. I mean, none can move over, you understand, but they are built. Like I say, we can get some more inmates, but that isn't really the goal. Maybe once we finish the build, it might be. But we'll see. I say there's still a couple of gaps here that we don't really have anything for there. These guys, they're not actually doing anything. I don't know whether that's because of the laundry. Let's go for prisoner uniform pack. A couple of prisoner uniform packs in here. When in doubt, prioritize the building of that. It might be because there's too many laundry machines, or whether or not it might just be these have been done. So I'm not sure. Let me check. Where is it? Laundry distribution. That's all set up correctly. Prison labour. That's all set up too. Prison labour doesn't mean that only the prisoners can work there. It just means they have been assigned to that. Oh, hang on. That was prisoner Bailey, who tripped the metal detector, but didn't have anything on them. Okay. Deployment. Staff only. Planning. Remove all of that. There we go. Okay. We can go through and check out our inmates. That 10% there. I'll be found Dan Wallace here. Yeah, I reckon if we check out the amount of inmates that we can get now, death row wise, it's going to be not 30 like it was previously. I'll be surprised if it is half of that. As in, I think it's going to be under. So we shall see. Let's have a quick check of transfers. Review transfers. 0 prisoners ready to be transferred to MinSec. 0 cells available. Incorrect. Medium sec. I don't know why that is. Medium sec. Oh, sorry. Yes, medium sec down to minimum. My mistake. I was looking at... Yeah, that's the one I should be looking at. Okay. Sentence adjustment. Okay. Sentence adjustment. Set the criteria for adjusting a prisoner's sentence, whether it's reduced for good behaviour or extended for poor behaviour. Sentence extensions and reductions can both happen in the same week, but both types of adjustments have a 7-day cooldown. Good behaviour. Days without incident, 5 days. Programs past 5. Programs past 5. Let's reduce that down to 3. Days labouring, 5 days. And let's say, if you pass those, do that there. Yeah. Let's say 3 programs passed. Days labour 5. Low reoffending rate. Let me reduce this down to 3 for each one. And let's say reduction rate. You get 2 years off your sentence if you meet this. Which means hopefully now inmates will be even more driven to go to lower ratings. Okay. Well, dismantle object. We're going to leave it there for now. That's been a bit of prison architect. Going to double check intake just for a moment. Oh, actually, yeah, there's a lot more death row inmates available than I actually thought. Right, like I said, we're leaving it there. Okay. This spiritual guidance is being run, which is good. So all them programs are working. Spiritual guidance, I mean, not, you know, all these other ones that I've set. Basically a waste of money, but, you know, we've got money. That's fine. Alright. So, I'm going to leave it there. Next episode, obviously we need to start thinking about the expansion over here. Realistically, we're starting to see what we anticipated at the start of the expansion, which we will have some inmates move over from death row to high risk down to medium, not so much, and then even further than that, probably even less. But I think we'll finish what we started. I'm very tempted, as I said, just to go for cloning. But by the time we've cloned, changed all the flooring and redone the cells, we might as well have just done it ourselves anyway. So we'll see how we get on. I still might do it just for sake of time. Do still have an area here that doesn't have any purpose. Let me know what you think on that one, and well, we'll see how we get on. As always, if you have enjoyed the video and the series as it is thus far, comment in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings. 12.